Silence isn't the absence of sound, it's the presence of self. Silence isn't empty, it's full. It's the ocean before the waves, the space that holds galaxies, the stillness that lets planets spin without colliding. When you fear silence, you fear the very fabric of power itself. And every time you run from it, you're handing over your throne to noise, letting static dictate your life, letting chatter set your rhythm. But when you face silence, you reclaim your pace. And whoever controls the pace controls the game. That's the bigger picture. Silence is pace. Pace is power. Power is sovereignty. And as you sit here now, beginning to notice the silence between my words, you might realize something important. It's not silence you are afraid of. It was your own strength. Because once you're comfortable in silence, you're untouchable. And isn't it curious how the very thing you thought would weaken you is the exact thing that frees you? So imagine this. You yield silence like a blade, a sword no one can parry. You don't chase conversations, you command them. You don't fill gaps, you own them. And the more silence you hold, the more others bend to your rhythm. Because when you control silence, you control the frame. And when you control the frame, you lead. And when you lead, you shape reality. Every time you avoid silence, you've reinforced fear. Every time you lean into silence, you reinforce power. So what does that mean? That fear was never in silence. It was in avoidance. Which means right now, as you breathe into silence, you're rewiring yourself. Your unconscious is already learning. Silence is strength. And notice what happens when you reframe it this way. Silence isn't you being awkward. It's them being unsettled. Silence isn't you being powerless. It's you forcing others to reveal their neediness. Silence isn't you being stuck. It's you holding your ground, so solid, the world reorganizes around you. That's not weakness. That's goddamn dominance. Zoom out far enough and you see the consequences. Run from silence and you'll always run from yourself. You'll fill every gap with noise, chase approval, and live on other people's terms. A pawn in someone else's game. Embrace silence. You become the board itself. While others are moving pieces frantically, you're the ground they're standing on. Still, steady, immovable. Think of the greatest leaders, warriors, sages. They didn't babble. They carried silence like armour. Their words mattered because their silence mattered first. So now, let this settle. You're not someone who fears silence. You're someone who wields silence. You're not someone crushed by stillness. You are the stillness that crushes illusions. Every pause you hold is a declaration. I set the pace here. Every breath you take in silence is an anchor. I'm unshakable. Every moment of quiet presence is a throne. I'm sovereign over myself. And as you hear this, your unconscious, it's already shifting. Already rewriting the code. Already installing. Silence is my power. Silence is my weapon. Silence is my pace. Here's the no bullshit truth. The person afraid of silence will always be a slave to noise. The person who owns silence will always be a master of themselves. So the next time that twitch hits, don't flinch, smile. Because that's not fear. It's the detox. That's the static burning out. That's your soul saying, finally, we can fucking breathe. And when you breathe into it, you're no longer running. You're no longer avoiding. You're standing, silent, still, unmovable, untouchable. That's the real power.